It is morning and time for the Mr. Potato Show.
Hey guys, welcome to Homework Help for Year 5, Term 3, Week 7. On page 5, question 1. Along a straight road, 65 telegraph poles are placed with 8 meters between each pole. What is the distance from the first telegraph pole to the last one? Okay, so let's imagine if you only had maybe 3 telegraph poles. What would the distance? To find the distance between the first telegraph pole to the last one, we just have to see how many gaps are there and then multiply by the distance between each gap. In this case, it's 8 meters between each pole. So that's the gap distance. So 8 meters is how far the gap is between each pole. Now, if you have 3 telegraph poles, how many gaps do you have? You only have 2 gaps. What if you have 4 telegraph poles? How many gaps do you have? 3 gaps. So if we look at the pattern, we can tell that the number of the number of gaps is 1 less than the telegraph pole. So the telegraph pole minus 1. So that's the number of gaps in this case. If there are 65 telegraph poles, there's gonna be 64 gaps. Alright. Now, if there's 64 gaps, and each gap is 8 meters, so the total distance is equal to 64 times 8, and that will be in meters. That's your total. So work out what 64 times 8 is, and that will give you the total distance in meters. Okay, now question 2. A running track has a length of 200 meters. If flags stand 20 meters every 20 meters, how many flags are necessary? So what we're going to do is we have a distance from the first flag to the last flag. That's 200 meters. And between each flag we have 20 meters. Now remember, this is gaps, okay? This is the gap distance. So what we do is we take 200 divided by 20, and let's see how many gaps there are. So you can see it's by 20. So it's going to be, that'll be 10 gaps. So if I draw correctly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, imagine these are all 20. And so on. Okay, so now how many flags there is? I can actually draw the flags here and you can count them, but remember, the number of flags or poles is always 1 more than number of gaps. If there are 10 gaps, there should be 11 flags. Okay, so there's your answer right there. Alright, next one. A stretch of highway is 405 meters long and 46 trees are planted along one side. If the trees are evenly spaced apart, how far apart are they? Okay, so we know that the distance between the first tree and the last tree is 405 meters, and we have 46 trees. Okay, so if you have 46 trees, how many gaps are there? Remember that if there's 46 trees, there must be 45 gaps. Because the number of gaps is always 1 less than the number of trees or poles or whatever they're using. In this case, it's trees. So if there are 45 gaps, if the trees are evenly spaced apart, how far apart are they? Okay, so what we do is we know that the distance is 405 meters, so we do 405, which is divided by 45 gaps. And then we can see how far along each gap is. We know we have 45 gaps, so we take 405 divided by 45, and you will see how far apart each tree is, or the distance of each gap. Okay, yeah, if that makes sense. I know. Okay, question 4. So you can do that one by yourself, get the answer there. Question 4. 4 numbers 7, 3, 1 and 5 are arranged in the pattern as shown. What is the 1998th number? Oh wow, okay. The placement of the numbers. Is it the 10th number, the 11th number, and so on? Okay. Now what we're going to do is we want to know, if we keep on going like this, we want to know what the 1998th number, what that is going to be. So what we got to do is we got to find a pattern between the numbers here and the numbers here. Alright, so what we can do is we know that this pattern repeats every 4, it repeats every 4 numbers. 1, 3, 5, 7, then it starts again. 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, so on. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these numbers and divide it by 4. Okay? So, and then we're going to find the remainder. So I'm going to put the remainder here. Remainder. And this is the number position. Okay. Alright. So when you take 1 divided by 4, you're going to get 0 with remainder 1. So I'm going to put this in green. Remainder 2. Remainder 3. Remainder 0. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Remainder 0. And then we're going to go again. So remainder 1. Remainder 2. Remainder 3. Remainder 0. So as you can see here, whenever we take the position number and divide it by 4, we're going to get these remainders. And the remainder always points to the correct number. So every time I get remainder 0, it's always going to be a 7. So let's see. For example, the 8th number, if I divide it by 8 by 4, 8 divided by 4 equals 2, remainder nothing, no remainders. So therefore, whenever I get 0 remainder, the number is always going to be a 7 again. Does that make sense? Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, so now we have a pattern, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take this number here, 1998, we're going to divide it by 4. Okay. 19 divided by 4 would be 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Take away remainder 3. 39 divided by 4, it's gonna be 9. 4 times 9 is 36. This will be remainder 3, 8. 38 divided by 4, you're going to get 9. 4 times 9 is 36. Remainder 2. So when you do 1998 divided by 4, you're going to get a remainder, it's equal to 499 remainder 2. Now every time we have a remainder 2, the answer is going to be a 3, as you can see from here. Right? So therefore, what is this number? The answer is going to be a 3. The answer is going to be 3 there. So there's your answer there. Okay. So to deal with these kinds of questions, you need to find a pattern. And I just showed you how to find the pattern there. So we divide the position of the number by 4. And you'll get a remainder, whether the remainder is 0, 1, 2 or 3. Whatever remainder is, you look at the position of the remainder and then you can figure out where it's going to be. If remainder 0, the answer is definitely going to be 7, the one for that position. Okay, if it's remainder 1, it's going to be, the answer is going to be a 1, and so on. So that's how we deal with those kinds of questions. Now question 5. 5 light bulbs sit in a row. So all connected to a battery. If some lights are turned on and off, how many possible ways are there for the light bulbs to be on or off? Okay. So I'm just going to draw a quick light bulb here. So the first one, how many possible ways? You can have it on or off. So you have 2 possible ways. The second one, on or off. So you have 2 more ways, and then 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. Now to find all the possibilities, we have to do what? Multiply them together. Multiply all the possibilities together, and you get 2 times 2 times 2, 2 to the power 5. So this will be 4, 8, 16, 32. So the answer is there are 32 ways. There's your answer. Alright, next page. My family of 5 is posing alongside each other for a photo. If I were to stand in the center, how many possible ways could the 5 of us stand in a line? Okay, so you got here A, B, C, D, and E. Now, if you want to stand in the center and nowhere else, that means that you're locked in the center, okay? That means everyone else can move but you have to be there. So that means how many people can stand here? There are 5 people, but only 4 people can stand here because you're not included. You have to be in the center. Alright, how many people can be in the second position? Well, that's 3. How many people can be in the third position? That's only you, there's only 1. How many people can stand in the fourth position? Well, there's only 2 left. And how many people can stand in the 5th position? Only 1 person left. So what we do with these numbers, to get all the possibilities, we just multiply them. And then you can work out what the answer is. And that's the answer for this question. Alright, question 7. How many 3-digit numbers can be formed using the digits 5, 6, 7, 8, provided each digit is only used once? Okay, so here you got a 3-digit number. Okay, 3-digit number. How many digits can I use for this one? Well, we got 4 numbers, so 4. Once I use it, can I repeat it? Can I use the same digit? No, I can only have 3 left to use, so that's 3. And then after I use 3, there's only 2 left. And what do we do to these numbers? To get all the possibilities, we multiply them. So you multiply that and you get the answer. Question 8. A school captain and vice captain are to be selected from 6 people. Okay, so you got school captain, and you got vice captain. Alright, now, and you got 6 people. So how many people can be in the first position? Well, there's any 6 people can be in there. Now, once you chose one person, how many people left to be the vice captain? There's only 5 left. We can't have a person that can be school captain and vice captain, right? So that means there's only 5 left. So what do we do to these 2 numbers? We multiply them and get the answer there to find all the possibilities. Okay. I hope you can see a pattern from all this, okay? So question 9. There are 3 ways of traveling from A to B. So let me see. From A to B, there are 3 ways. And there are 4 ways to go from B to C. Okay, so here's C. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many ways are there to go from A to C? Okay. Well, how many ways can I travel from A to B? Well, there's 3 ways. How many ways to go from B to C? There's 4. What do we do to these numbers? We multiply them and we will get the answer. 12. There are 12 possible ways. Okay. Question 10. Out of 40 people, 32 caught the train, 11 caught the bus, and 5 walked. Okay. Now we need to draw a Venn diagram. It says in here, draw a Venn diagram. So here's the Venn diagram. First, we draw a box. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to draw some circles. 2 circles actually. Okay, now it says out of 40 people, that means, let me just shrink this down. I think I drew it too big. There we go. Okay, now there are 40 people here. Okay. 32 caught the train, so we have train. And we have bus. So 32 caught the train. Okay. 11. So train by itself is 32. Bus equals to 11. And 5 walked. So 5 people didn't take bus or train. They just walked. How many caught both the bus and the train? So let me see. We got 40 people. Take away 5 from here. Okay. And that gives me 35 people. Right. So 35 people take the bus, the train, and both. And there's both. The group that does both. So Now we know that altogether there is 32 people take a bus. Altogether there's 11 take the 32 take the train and 11 take the bus. So what we're going to do is we're going to add these two numbers together. And you're going to get 43. There are 43 people taking buses and train. But we know that it should only be 35. That means that some people have been double counted, and the double count comes from this overlap. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take 43 take away 35, and that's going to give us 8. That means 8 people have been double counted. So that means in here there should be 8. Okay, now how many people take the train? Well, this is 40 take away 8. That gives you 32. And how many take the bus? Well, that's gonna be, oh sorry, not 40, my mistake. 32 caught the train. Okay, 32 caught the train. So we say 32 take away 8, and that's gonna give me, what is it, 24 equals to 24. Now this will be 11 take away 8, and this is gonna give me 3. So the people who only take the train is 24, and people who only do the bus is 3. Alright, so now the question says how many caught both the bus and the train? Alright, well both bus and train is gonna be in the middle there. So let me here's your answer, 8. There's both. Both the bus and the train. Okay? There you go. Alright. Now, out of 32 people, so that again we're going to have to draw another Venn diagram. So okay, that's a bad shape there. Oh, looks nice. Okay. Let's draw some circles now. Okay, now we have out of 32 people, so there's those 32 people altogether. Wait, let me just do that again. So 32 people, 11 have brothers, so some people have brothers and some people have sisters. So 11, so brothers equals to 11 and sisters is equal to 15, and 4 have both. Okay, how many people have neither brother nor sister? Okay, so if 4 people have both, that means that 11 take away 4, because this whole circle is representing 11, but 4 people is already in here. So what's the remaining here? This will be 11 take away 4, which equals to what, 7. And here you have 15 take away 4, which equals to what? 11, yeah. Okay. Now, we have to add all this up. So we say 7 plus 4 plus 11, and that gives us what? This will be 11 plus 11, that's 22. Excuse me. Oh, okay. So we got 22 people who have brothers. These have brothers. We got sisters and have both. Now, there are 32 people. So 32 take away 22 is going to give us the people who have neither brother nor sisters. So that'll be 10. So 10 people. That means 10 people sit outside of this circle. 10 people don't have brothers or sisters, so that's why they're sitting outside there. If you're inside the circle, you have to have either the brother or sister, right? So that means 10 people is the answer. Next page. In a class of 28 people, 12 play tennis, 18 play squash, and 5 play neither. Draw another Venn diagram. Okay. So out of 28 people, so altogether 28 at the top, 12 play tennis, so this will be a tennis section. Whoops, double N, tennis. Okay, and we have 12 people play tennis. So tennis equals 12, squash equals 18, and 5 play neither. That means 5 don't play any sports, so 5 sits outside here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 28, take away 5, and that's going to give us 23. That means in both of these, it's going to be 23 people. Okay, so now let's see. We have let me see. How many people play both sports? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to add these two up. We're going to get 30 people. Now we know that together there should only be 23 people. But why is there 30 when we add these two? Because they've been double counted. And the double count comes from this overlap. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take 30, take away 23, and see how much overlap has been caused there. 10 take away 3, 7. So this will be 7 people do both. Now tennis, you got tennis. Let me just remove this. Tennis and squash. Okay, now how many people play both? Well, the answer here is 7. How many people only play tennis? Well, we know that tennis, this circle that represents tennis, okay, has to make up a total of 12 people. Now 7 people are here, so how many people are in this section? So this will be 12, take away 7, and that's equal to 5. So therefore the answer here is 5. And there's your Venn diagram as well. If you want to find out the squash, you have to say this will be 18, take away 7, that's equal to 11. There you go. Alright, now let's see. Okay, now we can answer these quick questions. To do 2 and 2 over 8 is going to be the same as 2 and 1 over 4. I'm just simplifying this into 1/4, okay? Alright, so 2 and 1 over 4 is, let's put it into improper fraction. This will be 8, 9 on 4. So therefore this number must be 9. 9 on 4. Okay, now to add this one, we're going to have to times this by 2, times this by 2. So you're going to have 6 on 10 plus with 7 on 10. You can work that out. This is BODMAS, so do this one first and then add 10. By the way, this is 6. I'll just help you out there, make it real quick for you. Now, when you multiply for question 4, we can simplify. Okay, so I can look at these two numbers and go, can I divide them by anything? Yes, we can divide them by 2. This will be 1. This will be 4. And now we look at these two numbers and say, can I divide these by anything? And I can say, yes, this can be we can divide them both by 3. That will be a 1, and that can be a 1. So the answer is 1 over 4 times it by 1 over 1, and the answer is 1 over 4. There you go. This one, okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to put them 6.716 plus 2.913 plus 6.876. Okay, make sure that the decimal place is in the correct column, and then we're going to add them up and you will get the answer. I'm not going to do that for you. You can do that your own. Question 6. Okay, these are all cents, so add them all up. They're in the same units. Just add them up and see how much cents you get. Question 8. This is comparing. So let's work out what this number is, and then we can compare it to this one. So this one is BODMAS. You're going to have to do 8 times 6. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 1 is 49. So that means that this whole thing is 49. Now the question is, okay, 49 is equal to something times 7. Can you figure out what the something is? So what times 7 gives me 49? I'm sure you can figure it out, that one. Question 8. Increase. Increase means plus. Okay, so, oops, how did that happen? Okay, increase means plus. So 4.7 plus 5.3. You can work it out that one by yourself. Subtract 197 cents from $2.20. Okay, these are not the same units. $2.20 is the same as 220 cents. So we're going to take away 197 cents. You see, I made them both into cents. Now you can work it out. Next one, question 10. The cash price of a TV set is $365. The higher price of the set is $35.50 per month for 12 months. How much does a cash buyer save? Okay, if you do cash, you pay $365. If you do hire, that means you're borrowing and you're not actually buying the whole thing, you're just hiring it. What you're gonna get is $35.50 times it by 12. Alright, let's work this out. 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 5 is 10, 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1 is 11, 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Okay, magical 0. 1 times 0 is 0, 1 times 5 is 5, 5 and 3. Add them up, you get 0, 0, 6, 12 and 4. Where's the decimal place? Well, this one has 2. I mean, we moved it 1, 2 to the right, so move it left 2, 1, 1, 2. Okay, so the answer is this will cost you altogether $426. And look at, if you pay by cash, you're gonna save some money, isn't it? So how much money? And the question is, how much money does a person who buys it by cash save? So you're going to do a subtraction because you want to find the difference between these two numbers. You're going to do a subtraction of 426 minus 365. Work it out on your own. Question 11. 3/5 of 1 kilogram. 3/5 is 3/5 of means times 1 kilogram. Let's change it into grams. That'll be 1,000 grams. Okay, and you can simplify this because it's multiplying. So we can divide this by 5, divide this by 5. This will be 1, and this will be 20. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so therefore, what's the answer? Work it out. Question 12. It says, if 100 pens costs $58, how much for 75 pens? Now 75. All right, let me just give you an idea. Let's show you the fast way. Let me just get rid of this. I need some space. Okay. So 100 pens is equal to $58. Okay, what's 75 is to get from 75. Well, 75 is 3/4. Okay, but anyway, to get from let's go to 25 first. So we divide this by 4. So divide this by 4, and we're gonna get what? What's 58 divided by 4? 58 divided by 4, you get 1, 4. This will be 18 divided by 4 is 4, and that's 16, remainder 2. So when we divide it by 4, you're going to get $14, remainder 2. So when you do 58 divided by 4, you're going to get 14 and 2 over 4, which is 14 and 0.5. $14.50 for 25, right? Now, you want to get from 25 to 75 because that's what we want. We want 75 pens, not 25 pens. Now that means you multiply this by 3 and you times this by 3. So if you multiply this by 3, you get the answer. I'll leave that up to you. Alright, next question. Tree alongside a highway are spaced with a distance of 10 meters apart. What's the distance between 100 trees? Okay, so you got 100 trees. How many gaps? So the gaps will be 1 less than the number of trees. So that will be equal to 99 gaps. Now the distance, let me get rid of this. the total distance is equal to the number of gaps times the distance between each gaps. So the distance is 10 meters apart, so that means times it by 10 meters. That means 99 times 10, which equals to 990 meters distance. Okay, question 14, number of days. Alright, so to find a number of days, all we got to do is divide it by 4. Now, is this divisible by 4? Yes, it is. I can tell because the last 2 digit is divisible by 4. This is me using the divisibility rule, okay, which says that if I want to know if a number is divisible by 4, just look at the last 2 digits. Is 78 divided by 4? How do I know it's yes? Because I know that 80 is divided by 4, and 76 is 4 less than 80, therefore they're both divisible by 4. So now if this is divisible by 4, it means this is a leap year. Now if it's a leap year, that means it's going to be 366 days instead of 365 days. There you go. If it's not divisible by 4, then it's 365 days. So it's pretty simple. Okay, question 15. Area, length and width. Alright, so let's draw the rectangle. Sorry. That's a bad rectangle. Let me try again. That's still a bad rectangle, but oh well. Okay, so we know this is the length is 45. The width, we don't know what the width is, but we know the area is 270. But we know that the area is equal to length, times width. So that means, let me just, so what does that mean? That means that 270 is equal to length, which is 45, times width, an unknown number. So how do we find the width? Well, we just do division. We say, let me just run this out. That picture was useless. We say 270 divided by 45. Okay. Let me see. Let me think. How do I do this? Alright, I'm going to divide both sides by 9. Let's divide top and bottom by 9. So you're going to get 5 and you're going to get 30. 30 divided by 5, 6. So the answer, the width has to be 6 centimeters. Done. Question 16. How many degrees are there in half a circle? How many half a circle? Well, if we go, let's say we have 2 lines there, right? These 2 lines. If I go the full circle, that's 360 degrees. Half a circle is only half of that. So you know what half of that is? 360 divided by 2, work it out. Question 17. How much greater is he 6 in the, I think is the 6. Is the 6 in the tens place, then the 6 in the numbers. So how much more is this than this? Well, it's 10 times. 10 times. Or you could do 66, take away 6, and that's equal to 60. It's 60 more. But I prefer this answer. This answer is more correct, I think. This is, no, let's not do that one. Okay. Question 18. The marks scored in 2 tests were 40 out of 50 and 18 out of 20. What is the higher score as a percentage? Well, we need to find out as a percentage, so let's work it out. 40 out of 50. Now to turn it into percentage, I must find out, I must make these two the same, okay, to compare, right? So let me see, I'm going to compare them. I'm going to make it out of 100. So let's make this into 100. To make it to 100, we times it by 2. So we times the top by 2 as well, and that'll give you 80. So this is 80%. Now 18 over 20. I'm going to make it into 100 as well. To make it 100, I times it by 5. So times it by 5. 80 times 5 is 90. So that means this is 90%. What is the highest score as a percentage? 90%. Done. Yep. Yes. Alright. Oh my god, how many pages are there? There's so many. Alright, what is this? It says simplify. Okay. So we know that I'm going to move the decimal place to the right 1, 2, 3. So I move decimal place to the right 3 times. So the answer, I have to move it back 3 times. Okay. So what's 2 times 5 times 7? 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times 7 is 70. 70.0. Let's put in some zeros. Now let's move it back 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Oof, okay, the answer is gonna be 0.07. There you go. So that means this is B. Oh, this is too easy. You can do this by yourself. This one is, okay, 2 to the power 5 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which equals to 32. 9 squared is 9 times 9, and that's equal to 81. So just work it out what 32 times 81 is, and we'll get the answer there. Question 4. Now simplify. Okay. Let me just rewrite this as a decimal. So this will be 2, that's a whole number. Take away 3 out of 1,000. Now we know 3 out of 10 is equal to 0.3. We know that 3 out of 100 is 0.03. 3 out of 1,000 must be 0.003. So this is minus 0.003. Okay, so this will just work it out like this. It'll be 2. Let's put in some couple of zeros. Take away 0.003. Oh, we don't need this last one here. Okay, so I think you can work that out by yourself. Shouldn't be too hard. Next one, question number 5. It says on a map, 2.5 millimeter represents a distance of 12 kilometers. How many kilometers will be represented by a map length of 6.25 millimeters? Okay. Well, 6.25 is, we're going to divide it by 2.5. Okay. And see how many of those are in there. Alright, so how do I do this? What's the best way to do this? I know how to do this, just find out what the best way to teach you, so let me think. Alright, let's just divide it, who cares? Alright, so first of all, 6.2 divided by 2.5. Now we know the multiples of 2.5 is 2.5, and then 5, and then 7.5. So that means that it's going to be 2. 2 times 2.5 is 5.0. Minus it, you get 2, 1, and then 5. Okay. What is 125 divided by 2.5? Okay, I'll put decimal there. 1.25 divided by 2, it'll be, well, we know the end. Let's just get rid of the zeros, get rid of this. 125 divided by 25 is 5. Okay, so now imagine if I got rid of the 0, right? That will be the answer there. But we know that it's going to be there, so that decimal has to be there. 2.5 times 2.5 is indeed 6.25. Okay, so that means that there is 2.5 lots of 2.5 millimeters, and each of these is equal to 12 kilometers. So that means 2.5 lots of 12 kilometers. Okay, so what that means is 2.5 times 12. 2 times 12 is 24. 0.5 times 12 is 6. 24 plus 6 is 30. So therefore it should be 30 kilometers. Question 6. What distance on the map would correspond to a distance of 2 towns which are 300 kilometers apart? Okay, we know that 2.5 millimeters is equal to 12 kilometers. Now the question is, if I have 300 kilometers, what number should this be? Well, Let's do a division, shall we? We should say 300 divided by 12. Now let's divide top and bottom by 3. We get 100 over 4. 100 divided by 4 is 25. That means that I've multiplied this by 25, which means I should multiply this as well by 25 to get the number here. Alright, so 2.5 times 25. Can you work it out? 2.5 lots of 25s. I'll leave that to you. Next question. Let me see. Alright. Okay, it's question 7. Now this one, just multiply. Just do it. Or you could think about it this way, like 1001 times it by 324. Okay, that's the same as 1000 times 324 plus with 1 times 324, right? So what's 1000 times 324? That's 324 with 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3, and you're gonna add with 324. Okay, so what's 324,000 plus 324? So that's 3. That's too easy. 324,324. Okay, there should be an answer there. Oh, there we go. Here's it. 324,324. Done. Question 8. Only one of the following statement is true. Which is it? Okay, you have to work it out yourself using BODMAS and see which one is true. I'm not going to do this one. You can do it yourself. Question 9. The 8's in the number have different values. Find the difference in their values. So the 8 here is 8,000. So 8,000. And the 8 here is 80. So that's minus 80. And you have to find the difference. So that's the reason we minus. So get the answer there. Now, question 10. A drink is made up of 2 parts cordial. So here's your drink. And it's made up of cordial. And this is 2 parts. And it's made up of water, which is 11 parts. 2 parts, 11. How much cordial would be needed in making 65 liters of drink? Okay, if you want to make 65 liters, you need to divide the 65 liters into the 13 parts, because we got 2 plus 11 is 13 parts. Altogether, 13 parts. So 65 divided by 13, that makes 5. So that means that 1 part equals to 5 liters. Remember, this is still in liters. Okay, and the question is, how much cordial? Now, how much is cordial? Cordial requires 2 parts. 1 part is 5 liters, so therefore 2 parts is equal to 10 liters, and that's how much cordial you need. The answer is 10 liters. And I'll just circle that there for you. There you go. Next page. Oh my gosh. So the answer is 10 right there. Question 11. How many times can 3.5 be subtracted from 24.5? How many times? Well, we just do division. So what you're going to do is you're going to do 24 1/4 divided by 3.5. To do this, we must change the improper fraction. This will be 24 times 4. What is 24 times 4? That's a big number. 16. This will be 1, 8, 9, 96. This will be 96 on 4 times, divided by, this will be 6, 7, 7 on 2, which equals to 96 on 4 times 2 on 7. When we do division, we flip the second fraction. So instead of 7 on 2, it becomes 2 on 7. Alright. Now I can simplify. So this will be, divide these 2 by 2. This will be 1, this will be 2. So what else? Can 96 be divided by 7? Let me try. 96 divided by 7. No, you can't. So what we're going to get is we're going to get 96 over 14. Okay. How many 14s in 96? Let me see. How many 14s? Oh wait, hold on. How come it's... Oh, right. I can simplify this a bit further. Divide top and bottom by 2. Divided by 2, we get 48. And divided by 2, you get 7. Okay, so this is 48 divided by 7. How many 7s go into 48? 49. So that's 6. We can do it 6 times. So it'll be 6 remainder 6 on 7. Yeah. So that means we can cut it 6 times and then almost 7 times, but not 7 yet. So you can't choose 7. You can only choose 6. 6 times is the answer. Question 12. What is the difference in temperature of the inside of a fridge freezer at minus 6 degrees and a room temperature of 14 degrees? Okay, so let's look at the number line. Now we got 0, that's 0 degrees, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is minus 6 degrees, and all the way over here you have 14 degrees. So what's the difference? You got 6 plus the 14. That's find out what the difference. Oops, this will be 14. Let me write 14 there. So 6 plus 14, that'll be 20. There's a difference of 20 degrees difference. Okay, so the answer is 20. Next question. The average of 7 numbers is 3. So imagine 7 numbers. Oh, I don't want to draw 7. Okay, fine, I'll do it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. To find the average of 7 numbers, we add them up and then we divide it by 7. And they tell us the average of 7 numbers is 3. So that's equal to 3. So, let me rub this out. Now it says if a new number 11 is added. So we're going to add a new number. But first, let's find out what the total of these 7 numbers is. 3 times 7 is 21. Because 21 divided by 7 is indeed 3. So these 7 numbers add up to 21. Okay. So now we're going to add a new number, 11. Now what's the new average? Well, to find the new average, we add all of these numbers up. We got the 7 numbers plus the 8th number, which is 11. And how many? And then we divide it by how much? There's 8 numbers now, so we divide by 8. So what is 21 plus 11 divided by 8? 21 plus 11. Oh, actually, I'll let you do this by yourself. You can work it out, that one. Question 14. Alright. So if A triangle B is equal to A divided by B minus B, so what the question is, what is 10 triangle 2? We just sub it in. So we just look, every time you see an A, there's an A there, right? So if this is a 10, this must be a 10 divided by B. So our B is a 2, so that means that we divide by 2 and then we minus 2. So all you gotta do is work out what this is and you get the answer. Question 15. Oh wow, this is tricky. You got this number times 0. Anything times 0 is always 0, so therefore the answer is just 0. Alright, fill out the table in the cube, so you work it out. This is just 1 times 1 times 1. Okay. 2 times 2 times 2. Whoops, not 3. 2, 3 times 3 times 3, and so on. And work out the numbers, please. Alright, to convert from centimeters cubed to milliliters, now we know that 1 centimeter cube is equal to 1 milliliter. So imagine if you have 2 centimeters cubed. How much is that? That's 2 milliliters, isn't it? This is the same. So if you have 2,400 centimeters cubed, that must be 2,400 milliliters. If you have 480, this will be 480. This will be the same. Now, also, this is equal to 1 gram as well, if you want to compare. So this will be 2 grams. Okay, they're all the same. So this will be another 2400. This will be 480. Now, to convert to liters, we have to look at milliliters. You have to divide it by 1,000 because there are 1,000 milliliters in a liter. So divide by 1,000 and that'll be 2.4. The next one divided by 1,000 is 0.48. And you can just work your way down there. Next page. Okay. There's a lot of work this week, huh? Interesting. It says Lauren, Jeremy, Lindsay, and Robert went with their class to see a performance of Peter and the Wolf. Each student had a different favorite character. Their favorites were Peter, Grandfather, the Wolf, and the Bird. Each student noticed something special about the whole that they. Didn't we do this already? I think we did this for the test, if I'm not mistaken. Alright. It says, alright, this is listing people. The first person is Lauren. Actually, let's, because it mentions boys and girls and so on, let's determine who's boy and who's girl. Lauren should be a girl, that's a girl name. Jeremy should be a boy, Lindsay should be a girl, and Robert should be a boy. Okay, so let's look at the first one. It says Lauren, that's the first person. Then the second person is the boy who liked Peter. Okay, so we know that there's only two boys, so it could be this or it could be this. One of these has to be. Okay, so it could be Jeremy or Robert. So the second boy could be Jeremy or Robert. We don't know who it is. And then it says, then the third person is the girl. Well, who's this girl? If the first, there's only two girls, right? If the first girl is Lauren, that's been listed. The second girl listed, this has to be Lindsay. And it says this girl, and the girl who admired the velvet seats. So that means the girl who admired the velvet seats must be Lindsay. Okay. And then the fourth person is Robert, is the one to be listed. So if Robert is the last person, that means Robert can't be the second person listed here. So that means the boy who liked Peter must be Jeremy. So it can't be Robert. Alright, second clue. Lindsay. So we have listed as Lindsay. Okay. The boy who admired the grandfather. So who could be the one who admired the grandfather? And it's a boy. Can it be Jeremy? No, he already admired the Peter. So that means the boy who admired the grandfather must be Robert. Okay, now I'm just going to there. So Lindsay was first, then the boy who admired that's Robert. Then the boy who was impressed by Gigantic Leap, that must be Jeremy, because the second person was already Robert. So this one, the third person listing here is Jeremy. So Jeremy must be the boy who was impressed by the gigantic chandelier. Where is it? Here it is. So Robert is the one that likes the chandelier. Now, and the last person is the girl who got to meet the conductor. Well, who's that girl? There's only two girls. Can it be Lindsay? No, Lindsay is already listed as the first person. So the last person who's a girl must be Lauren, and that must be the one who met the conductor. So Lauren must be the one that likes who likes the conductor. So that means that if, look at this, there's three of them here. 1, 2, 3. So the last one must be this one. Okay, you can just figure out that the last person, Jeremy, must be the one that noticed the instruments. Okay. Now the next one, we only have 2 here. We need 2 more. We only got 2 here. Okay. So let's look at the last clue. The person who enjoyed the wolf was not this person who was impressed by the velvet seats. So do we know who liked the wolf? No, we don't. We don't have any clue on who likes the wolf. But do we know who likes the velvet seats? Yes, we do. The person who liked the velvet seat is Lindsay. It says the person who enjoyed the wolf was not the person who likes the velvet seats. So that means that Lindsay cannot be the one that likes the wolf. Well, if she doesn't like the wolf, who does she have left? She's only got the bird left, so she has to like the bird, because the others are taken already. Okay, so if she likes the bird, then that means the only one who likes the wolf must be Lawrence, and then you can just use that to fill out the table. Yeah, so for example, Lawrence is the wolf and the conductor. So for here, write the wolf and the conductor. Okay, the rest you can do on your own. Just fill them out and we're done. Hope that helps.